Last week, my preacher was out of town, and he had a guest preacher come and speak in his absence. I almost didn't go to the service. You see, I didn't have enough gas to get to church, and I wasn't really feeling up to it. So much was going wrong in my life. I felt like I was doing everything right. I was following what God told me to do, and yet I kept asking myself, what am I doing wrong? But last Sunday, this guest preacher delivered a message that struck a chord deep within me. He spoke about something so profound. Excuse me while I get my blessing. He talked about the necessities of sometimes seeking an out of the box blessing, doing something you never thought to do. God puts thoughts in our minds. He tells us who we are and what our purpose is. But sometimes we don't listen. Sometimes we disqualify ourselves. I've been a victim of this many of times, feeling like I wasn't good enough, not equipped, and lacking knowledge. But that's not who you are. That's you creating doubt for yourself. God says, no, you can do all things through me. I give you that strength. Stop disqualifying yourself based on what you don't have, who you don't know, or where you live. The Bible says, you are in this world, but you are not of this world. Know who you are, know your purpose, and walk in faith. I get it. Faith is easy to say, but hard to do. We're out here trying to believe in God and wanting to walk with Him and get to know Him, but we can't see Him. So much like the wind. We feel it, we know it's there, but we see everything else, yet God says, come to me with your burdens. I will make them light. You can't see Him because He's within you. Because Lord knows I need it. I need to start holding myself accountable. There's things I've done that I'm not even proud of. But because I know who I am and I know my purpose and I know who my Father is, none of that matters. I have a clean slate. I get to serve something bigger than me. I get to walk and talk, hold my head up high because I know who I am. Follow God. Follow the guidelines that Jesus has set for us in the Bible. He gives you a new life, an abundant life, one where you don't have to worry about who your enemies are because He makes them your footstools. See, when you walk with God, you gain a confidence you didn't know you had before. Before coming to Christ, I was a people pleaser. I wanted to make people happy and I wanted to be there for them. But people fall short of God. And I kept putting my trust in people and they kept letting me down. But God never changes. He was the same yesterday, today, and forever. The only thing changed was me. Once I started believing in Him and letting Him guide me, everything changed. He says, the kingdom of heaven is within me, and all I have to do is seek it. And the only way to find it is to go within. Close the doors to the world and have that fellowship with my Father. Get in His presence. As soon as I did that, my life changed for the better. There's things that I could have never done by myself. There's things that happened to me that could have been different if I had known who my Father was. I have a shield and I know I'm protected. See, me and God has a bond that will never break. Even in darkness, even when I was doing bad things, He still watched over me. I heard His voice, the little voice, and I ignored it because I thought I knew better for myself. When I finally let go of my own will and I let His will be done, my paths became clear, my words became clear, and my sight became clear. I stopped changing. I started changing things that I did. I stopped hanging out with certain people. I stopped doing things that didn't serve my purpose. And it was only because God gave me that strength. My flesh is weak and I would have folded. But because I know who I am and I know my purpose, I can't fold. I'll never turn back. My faith is strong, and every day I'm tested. But I give God the glory, the honor, and the praise. I owe Him everything because He pulled me out of situations I never thought I could be pulled out of. And I'm grateful. I am honored, and I will serve Him for the rest of my life. My life is not mine, it's borrowed. So I ask you, Are you going to get out of your own way and let God deliver an out of the box blessing for you? Will you let go of the worldly desires and let God's will be done? Will you say, "Excuse me while I get my blessing"?